And welcome back. Well, now we can create our point controller for the starboard undercarriage. I would not advise you to actually make copies of these point controllers that you've already created. You can have problems with them. It's far better to create a new point controller for every piece of geometry that you want animating. Okay, so let's pop into our create, helpers, point, we've got cross, and we've got axis tripod. Let's put snap on. We've got it selected for our vertex, and let's pick one close by. Let's put it there for the time being. Now of course what we want to do straight away is turn snap off, and we want our rotate tool, E on the keyboard. We're going to rotate this around. For a start, about there. I'm actually looking here at this. W tool, let's just bring it down a touch so it's in line. Now we can go into our left viewport. Let's go zoom, and as we can see we need to line it up to this one here. So E for our rotate tool. Let's bring this up so it's more or less in the right area, but of course you can see that we need to bring it up also. So W for our select and move tool. We bring that up. What we want to do is actually line this up with the one we already have. So that's in there, that's in there. E for our rotate tool, and can we get that there? Put it into perspective, have a quick zoom around. Well, that looks about right, does that? Not too bad at all. So into our curve editor, it's got point 1. Remember, we've got to give it a name, so we can select Z rotation, and let's lock that off. Our Y rotation, lock that one off, and now we should have our X rotation free there. Let's close it down, zoom in a little bit, zoom round. How's it doing? Perfect. That is rotating around the Z axis. So let's go undo, or we could have pressed Ctrl Z to undo as well. Let's now select our CC Messerschmitt. We'll go Ctrl 5, and we want to modify object, attribute holder, custom attributes, undercarriage, starboard. And we're going to select our 0.01, and we still haven't renamed it. Okay, transform, rotation, X rotation. That's fine, got that. Right, let's connect it or wire it. Put in our deg to rad, open parentheses, close parentheses, and let's say connect. Close that down, and before I go any further, I am selecting point 1, and I'm giving it a name. PT for point, connect, U car, star for starboard. Lovely. Now we should be going up to our schematic view. Let's have a look. So there we are, point connection. And what I want now is this section here, link, drag it across. That's the one we want, and let's connect it up. Okay, so that's linked up. Let's now select our control curve and let's see how it's working. Starboard. And there we go. Let's come up, have a look. Now as we can see, it's come out in the right area. The angle is just a little bit out, but that's more to do with the fact that we need to change our parameter editor. Okay, so let's unlink this schematic view, select unlink. Now select this, the control curve, Alt 1, edit, we're looking for undercarriage starboard, and this time we want to make this from 0, and this is in a positive roll now, so 0 to 83. That's what we had for the last one. Press return, apply changes, pop up to the schematic view. Let's go link. Okay, let's select that, link it up. Let's bring that back up into the 0 position. Let's have a look. That looks better. And there we can see that that wheel there is actually pointing forward. That looks good. Yes, I'm happy with that. Let's now put our undercarriage back up into the housing. Oh, it's a good action, is that? I like that. Yeah. Pop into our schematic view. Select the root section there and unlink it. Close that down. And now we can pop into our layers manager, and we want to unhide the fuselage, unhide the cockpit, unhide the tail section. Let's zoom out a little bit. Select the wing, Alt X to take it out of transparency mode. We didn't unhide the prop, no problem, we'll leave that for a moment anyway. Okay, so let's now create one for our cockpit area here. Let's deselect the wing, pop into our create, we want point, we've got that section there. Let's turn snap on, S on the keyboard, we've got that part there. Okay, let's have a look. And let's snap it to this point here. Let's pull out. There's our X-axis. So what we want to do is top viewport, turn snap off, and we'll zoom in. E for our rotate tool, and let's rotate this around so it's lining up with the cockpit there. P for perspective. Let's have a look. Do we need to bring this up a little bit? Just a tad. W for our select to move up a little bit, just so it's in line with the cockpit section there. Okay. We can lock the Y and the Z axes off. So into our curve editor. Remind me to give this a name as well. So select Z for rotation, right click, lock. Select Y, right click, lock. Let's close this down. pop into modify, give it a name, PT CNT underscore CPIT, and return. Now let's select our control curve. Control 5 comes in down here. That's because our pivot point for the control curve is down here. So we want modify object, attribute holder, custom attributes, cockpit hood. And let's select cockpit there. Transform, rotation, X rotation. That's okay. That's okay. Link it. Our little expression, deg to rad. Open parentheses, close parentheses, connect. Let's now close that down. Into our schematic view, let's find our cockpit section. So it comes under canopy. Let's go connect, click on it, drag it across. In there we go. Let's close that down for a moment and let's check this out. Cockpit hood, there it is, opening, and that is at about the right angle. Let's have a look. Lovely. We're still on control curve, so we can go Alt 1. Just very quickly look at the settings for this. So we want cockpit, hood. There we are. As we can see, we've got this as a slider, and the range is from 0 to 120 degrees. So it goes past the 90. Let's say cancel. We don't need to change anything. So as we can see, it goes past the 90 degrees. That would be 90 degrees there, and it goes down to 120. Okay. So now up to schematic view. Select canopy hood and let's unlink it. Shoves it to the right. Let's close that down. Well, mindful of the time, we'll continue this in the next session, and hopefully then we can get most of them finished, and probably the session after that we'll be looking at the prop and the nose cone, sort out the speed section on that. Okay, I'll catch you later.